So I did it. I got a OnePlus 7 Pro. I mean, this is not usual for me. I usually only buy Samsung phones and the occasional iPhone. I mean, for the most part, it's just Samsung phones. But I got the OnePlus 7 Pro, and I have a lot to say about this thing. And I'll tell you all the things right after this.
This is, you know you listening to Travis.
What up, players? Welcome back, and for all you new people, welcome. My name is Travis, and I do tech videos every single week and have a blast doing them. If that sounds like fun to you, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Anything I talk about will be in the description below. But for now, let's just get into the video. So it happened. I got talked into getting the OnePlus 7 Pro. It just so happens I happen to be on T-Mobile, so this was a very easy thing for me to do. I just went to my local T-Mobile store and picked one up. Now, the reason that I did this, and I'll be perfectly honest about this, is I was kind of talked into it. You see, my friend Viper, who has a YouTube channel, if you haven't checked him out, make sure you check him out. He got one of these, and he traded in his Galaxy S10 for it. Like an actual Samsung phone, he traded in for this thing, and he loved it. So I was perplexed and also titillated. Because here's the thing, Viper's been ranting on these OnePlus fans for a very long time. And for him to essentially say he was wrong and love on this thing had me really interested. So I went to the store and checked it out. And I'll be honest, at first I really wasn't all that impressed. I checked it out. I'm like, yeah, the screen is kind of nice or whatever, but it's just the phone. I even tweeted it. I said, you know, it's just a phone. That's all it is, just a phone. So I actually left the store and didn't get one. Then I came home, watched a couple more videos, and I got convinced all over again, so I went and got it. And after taxes, this thing is $800. That is no small money right there. That's some big boy bucks. But let me tell you something. Something happened over the last couple of days that I never would have ever thought. I fell in love with this thing. Now, to be clear, this thing is not perfect. I'll talk about the things that aren't great, but I'll tell you about all the things that I absolutely just can't get enough of on this phone right now. I love the way this thing feels and looks. Now, most of you know I'm a big fan of blue, and while the blue back is great, I don't really like the diffused portion of it, but it still looks so good. When you look at it, it's just a beautiful phone. The design is awesome, and I love a big screen. The entire screen is the phone, and the phone is the entire screen. I love that. As a matter of fact, I was in Best Buy the other day, and I was just messing around with this, and a guy came over and asked me if this was a new Samsung phone. And when I showed him what it was, he was blown away by the screen quality, the 90 Hertz refresh rate, which I'll talk about in a minute, and the pop-up selfie camera. That blew him away. And what blows me away about that selfie camera is the quality is good. Like if you look at this picture here, this is a really good quality selfie picture. Typically when I use my Note, it just doesn't look right. It somehow doesn't look as good. I think one of the things that I really like about this phone is the speed, the performance. Now some of this may be down to the fact that they have the animations tweaked or something, but this thing feels faster than my Note 9. Now, of course, it does have a newer processor than my Note 9, but what I'm talking about is in the operating system itself, opening up apps, kind of going through things. I'm not talking about something that's overly processor intensive. The Note 9 has a great processor, which should handle everything I'm talking about the same way. Now, it could be that Samsung has, I don't know, put some animations that make it appear to be slower, and that's actually the point here. Perception is reality. I perceive this to be a faster phone. Whether or not it actually is, especially when moving through apps, is irrelevant. A phone that gives you a feeling like this, that makes you excited or happy to use it, is worth more than the phone itself. That feeling is something that you don't necessarily get by just picking up your phone and going on Instagram. But this thing is a pleasure to use. And of course, some of that's down to the 90 Hertz screen. A lot of YouTubers try to show you what the 90 Hertz looks like, and you can't, because either they're shooting in 24 frames per second or 30, some in 60, and it's still not 90. You have to see this in person. I'm not even gonna bother to try to do that for you. Go see it in person and see how smooth it is. It is amazing. But even more so than that is the opening and closing of apps. I don't remember ever having a phone, really of any kind, that opens apps as fast as this. And it's not really a RAM thing. I mean, there's something else going on here. And again, it might be down to the tweaks in the operating system, the animations. Maybe they're just really short. I don't know, but I don't care. Because as a consumer, this feels like the fastest phone I've ever owned. And it also makes me worried for upcoming Samsung phones. But we'll get to that here in a minute. The cameras were the one thing I was really concerned about, and to a certain degree, I still kind of am. You see, the normal camera is actually fine, and the selfie camera, as I talked about before, is excellent. The normal camera is fine. Looks good if you look at a picture, a couple of pictures here. I think they look good. But where it gets interesting is when you use a telephoto or the wide angle lens. The quality seems to go down. Like, look at this regular picture, and then look at the zoomed in version, which just almost looks like garbage comparatively. And then look at the widescreen. They just don't look as good. It's almost like the normal camera on this is great, and the other two cameras are just kind of eh. And this is a problem because I don't want to have to think about which camera I should and should not use. I want to be able to use all of them. So that may be the one thing that I would say if you're really a camera fanatic, this doesn't have everything great. The primary camera's fine. The other two, a little bit suspect. But also the battery life's been amazing. I get well over a day on this thing. It doesn't have always on display, so maybe that has something to do with it. And the screen is just, and it's OLED, I get it. It's 90 Hertz, I get it. I believe the experience with the screen, which is what you'll hear from a lot of people, is that it's greater than the sum of all of its parts. It's not just that it's AMOLED. It's not just that it's 90 Hertz. It's not just those things. But you combine them all together and the experience is exquisite. Now, of course, all of you know it's not IP rated. I don't care. I'm not flushing my phone down the toilet. Number two, it doesn't have wireless charging. That is one thing that I think is ridiculous. I do wirelessly charge all my phones, so that's kind of a pain, but that warp charge is legit. And I forgot this thing didn't have a headphone jack until about a day in. Like, I guess I don't use headphone jacks because I didn't even realize it. But again, it comes down to the experience, and this thing has treated me very well. It does make me worried about Samsung because if Samsung doesn't do exactly what OnePlus did, do a 90 Hertz screen with incredibly fast animations and everything so incredibly smooth on the next Note, the Note 10, the one that I'm waiting for, I might not get it. And remember, I've had every single Note since the Note 2. I haven't missed one of them. I'm a Note guy, and this has me concerned. So if Samsung looks at the reviews of this thing and sees that the refresh rate on this thing is really what's selling people, hopefully they'll put that on the Note. I know it's kind of already being put together, but I don't know if you know this, but the screen was sold to OnePlus by Samsung, so it's not like they can't do it. I like that this thing comes with a case. I put the case on ever since I got it. Listen, this phone is the complete package. It has some shortcomings, as I mentioned, but all the pros beat up on those cons. But for me, there is one major problem. You see, I bought this phone outright, and I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have traded in my Galaxy Note 9 towards it with the jump plan that I have with T-Mobile, but I bought it outright. I just figured, I'll just buy it, and play around with it for a day or two and return it. I didn't know I was gonna love this thing. I didn't know that was gonna happen. So now I have a phone and my regular phone that I gotta get rid of one of them. Like, I mean, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't need two phones. I don't. So down in the comment section below, let me know what you think I should do. Should I keep the OnePlus? Should I try to sell the Note 9? I don't really know. I'm kind of in a pickle because I'm absolutely in love with this thing. But of course, the Note 10 is coming out very soon. I can't wait to get it. So I just hope it does at least most of the same things. Obviously, the camera's not gonna pop out of the top. We already know that. But man, the experience, I can't remember the last time, I do remember. The Note 7 was the last time I had a phone that I loved picking up and using. I love using this thing. So Samsung, you better get up on your horse and ride because OnePlus is taking the village. If this video helped you out in any way, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And if it didn't, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I'm here every single week having a blast. Hope to see you again real soon. Peace and love, peace and love. What am I gonna do?